Guys, you can mute, please. Last time, let me call to the person who has not joined. And one more thing, please put this recording session in your machine, because after 30 days it will not available in the Skype group. Even I can't provide you, because I am not downloading that recording session. Okay. Okay, fine. So in yesterday class we have seen that the test script recorder, right? So using test script recorder, we can record the functionality, we can record our scenarios, right? Let's suppose we want to record the sign in scenario, the sign in flow and the sign out flow. So you have to record, you first thing you have to open your Firefox, right? After then you have to start the recording into the JMeter. Here give me a second. That's the thing. Okay, so which I think we have already saved. Yeah, here. So I have already used. So you have to use test script recorder and recording controller, right? So on the test script recorder, you have to click on the start. So guys, when you click on the start, you will get pop-up message. Here you will see the validity of the certification, 7 days, right? And it is downloaded on the 24, right? I am going to stop the recording. If you go to the Firefox, go to the setting, go to the certificate, go to the certificate. Okay, here if you double click on that, so you will see the validity of this certificate. Okay, so you can see it here. This certificate I have means uploaded on 24, means yesterday, right? So now the validity is 31 July. Okay, I can use this certificate up to 31 July, right? After that, this certificate will not work. So in that case, what you have to do, again, you have to go to the certificate. Again, you have to go certificate authority and click on the import, and again import the certificate. If you can't see any certificate, so make sure you have selected the all file or certificate file here. Sometime you can't see the certificate here. Okay, so you have make sure you have selected the all file here and the certificate file here. Okay, and how this certificate will get displayed here? First you have to start the recording here. You will get this pop-up and you will get the detail. Certification had duration 7 days and the created at whatever the date you have, right? So you can either stop, either you can go to the Firefox, you can open the certificate and you can import that certificate. You will see that certificate.
Vikas?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting this same error as Kalyani, which says a certificate already present kind of a thing. Now I'm able to run my script and save, but I'm not able to get the certificate is already present. That error was coming for her. That's all coming for me now.
Okay, can you
We
share
look
your
at it
screen?
at the end of the session probably.
Yeah, fine. Okay, so yeah, where I was. Yeah, so yesterday we have discussed this thing, and we have also recorded, sign in and the sign out, right? So if anyone having, I know sometime I'm also facing this type of issue, like when you are recording the stuff using the Firefox, you are not able to open the browser, right? Sometimes I am also facing this type of issue. So in that case, go and first check the certificate and the validity of the certificate, right? If you again facing the issue, then go to the view certificate, click on that, delete that certificate. Let's suppose I am going to delete that certificate. Click on the OK. I have deleted my certificate, right? And if I again go to the JMeter, and I will try to record the stuff. Okay, so this is my JMeter Firefox, and I will try to hit this thing. So most probably you will get this error message, right? So software is preventing the
Yes,
Firefox
yes.
from connecting this site, right? So in that case you can go here in the setting part. Go to the certificate, right? And authority, go and import and select the Apache JMeter and open, and click on the both the checkbox and click on the view examine CA certificate. Click on the view, you will get this page. Okay, here in this page you can see the detail like the validity, right? If validity is expired, then you can't use the certificate. Then again you have to start the recording and generate the certificate in your bin folder. When you click on the start, you can see it asking you that it will automatically get generated in the bin directory. You can see here. Okay, so like that you can generate the certificate. Okay, after click on the view, click on the OK. Okay, and then go to the JMeter, again start the recording. Okay, right, again go to the Firefox and let me again hit this URL and let's see it's working or not. It's working. Okay, simple. You have to do some, you know, uh, uh, if you are getting some error, then you can do the things at a fresh level, delete all the things and again you can try. Okay,
It's saying that root, the
okay, let's,
certificate is already present. That one is unsolvable. Actually, I tried it a lot of time. The
okay,
same
you
one
can
which
delete that
Kalyani was
certificate.
getting.
And can you share your screen
Uh,
so that I can look?
we'll do it at the end of the class. We'll carry on.
Okay, give me a second. Um, yeah. Yeah, so we have recorded the login and the sign out, right? So and here we have added the listener, all the listener I have added, right? And do you want to apply the scenario? You can apply the scenario like you want to taste the login and log out with the 3 users, right? So you can apply the load here with the 3 users and you can check. Okay, let me remove the recording controller. It's also a get executed. Let me clean this thing and let me again clean this thing and let me again re-execute the scenario. Here you can see all the scenario get executed. Okay, if you expand this thing, open the jetpat store, right? So there are three users which hit this particular API, right? And you can see it here, the average time of 3 users, the medium times of the 3 users. I have already explained you what did you mean by the sample, average, median, 90 percentile, 95, 99, minimum, maximum, error, and throughput is pending, receive and send, right? Okay, so I think if you are not able to understand, go and watch the previous session. Okay, so you can see it here for the 3 users, the average time is 644 and the median is 643 and the 90 percentile is the triple six millisecond. Okay, and the 95 is triple six, right? 99 is again triple six, and the minimum in the three user one user is taking 624, the minimum time taken, and the maximum time taken in the 3 users is 666 millisecond, and the no one get failed. That's why the 0 percentage, and the throughput is 1.1 millisecond. Sorry, second, 1.1 second. You can see it here, and the received and the sent. Okay, similarly for this call, for the click on the sign in link, you can see it here. The 3 users hit this particular request and you can see the detail. You can see the detail. Okay, and similarly to enter the credential, like when you, let me open the Jetpack Store application, where it is. Yeah. So when I click on the sign in, I enter the username and the password, right? For this action, enter the credential. 3 users hitted the server, right? And what is the interval? 3 by 3. That is one user hitting the server in 1 second, right? The ramp up is 3, right? And a number of thread is 3. That is, what is the interval of one user? 3 by 3, that is 1 second. There is 1 second of delay between the user. Clear?
Vikas, can you please repeat this point one more time?
Okay. So I told you in earlier classes that number of thread is 3, right? And ramp up is 3. Then what it means actually? This means that ramp up period time by sample. Okay, and time is 3 divided by 3. That is 1 second. Okay, so one user, let's suppose, heated the server. Where is my view result tree? Let one user heated the server at 12 o'clock 16 minute 07 second and 683 millisecond. 683 millisecond, right? Now the second user will hit the server. Second user will hit the first user will hit the open Jetpack Store. This particular URL hit at 12 o'clock 16 minute 07 second and 0.683 millisecond, right? Now the second user will hit this call, open the Jetpack Store, this particular API, after 1 second. So go and check the second user call. Yeah, this is the second user call. Let me sort this thing. So you can see here, this is the first user. Let's suppose we have 3 users, guys. In same thing I'm explaining in multiple classes, so it seems like you are not doing the practice and you are not watching the recording session. Okay, it's like again I'm explaining the same stuff. So 3 second and 3 user, right? And let's suppose the first user is Vikas. Okay, second user is Mohan. Third user is Rahul. Okay, 3 user. So you can see it here. You can see it here. There are 3 user. 1 and 2nd and 3rd. This thing is clear.
Yes.
This thing is clear. So every user completing the one scenario. So let's suppose I am the first user. I am the first user. What I am doing here, I'm opening in my Chrome browser. I'm not doing in my Firefox. Okay. So I am the first user, Vikas, right? I'm hitting this URL into the browser, one flow. Then I am clicking on the sign in, right? Second flow. Then I am entering the credential. So what is my credential? So this is my credential. This is my credential. I have entered the credential and I have login. Okay, so my one scenario is completed, right? I hit the URL, I click on the sign in, I log in into the application. Guys, you can mute. So my first scenario is completed for Vikas. For the Vikas, the first scenario is completed. Agree, guys?
Yes, Vikash, we got the point.
Okay, so same thing here. Same thing here. He click on, guys, you can mute. He click on the Open Jetpack Store, click on the sign in, enter the credential, and the home page get displayed. So he has completed. And okay, one more thing. He click on the sign out. He click on the sign out. Okay, this is your one scenario which you have to test the performance. Clear? I hit the URL, I click on the sign in, the home page will get displayed. I again click on the sign out. Right? For the Vikas, the first scenario is completed. Right? For the Rahul, what he will do? Again, he will hit the URL, click on the sign in, and enter the credential, and home page will get displayed, and click on the sign out. For the what is the who is the another person? Mohan. So again he is hitting the URL, click on the sign in, enter the credential, click on the sign in button, home page will get displayed, again he sign out. Right? All the 3 users has completed his scenario. You can see this one is the first user, this one is for the second user, and this one is the 4th user. Clear?
So, because can you enlarge the screen of yours? It's very much, I can't see. Better now.
It's fine now?
Yeah, it's fine now.
Okay, because I can't see at my side the screen size is increasing.
Yeah, it's
the
better
same
now.
looks like.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, fine. Okay, so what I was asking that the number of thread is 3 and the ramp up is 3. That means one user, the interval between the one user is 1 second. Interval between the one user is 1 second, right? So you
One
will
user
get to
means
the
you meant to say user 1, user 2, user 3. So intervals of
exactly
difference of intervals
users
in
one.
them is 1
User
second.
1 is Vikas, users 2 is Mohan, users
Okay,
3
splitting
is
it.
Rahul. So you let's suppose Vikas hit the server at 12:30 and 09 minute and 36 second. So Mohan will hit the next call. The gap between Mohan and Vikas is 37. Sorry, it is 1 second, not 36, and this one is 10. This is the second, right? Clear?
Yes.
Okay, so the you can see the here. Let me show you. So 12 minute, 12 hours 16 minute 07 seconds 683 millisecond. Uh, one user has hitted the open jet petastore. Right now, you can see when Mohan has hitted the server. You can see, guys, Mohan time. So what is the time gap?
1 second.
1 second, right? And what is the time gap between the Mohan and the third user, Rahul? What is the first call of his? This one, right? Now tell me the time gap.
Again, 1 second between buttons.
Again 1 second. So that's why we are, I will explain you. Lot of scenarios are there. First, if I explain all the things right now, you can't able to understand. So that's why I'm explaining you the things in bunches, right? So if you don't do the practice, if you don't watch the recording session, totally waste. Because I told you in JMeter everything is timing. Everything is timing component, right? If you don't know the coding, leave it. You are still, very good performance tester. Okay. If you don't know the code, don't understand the element, then you can't be a very good performance tester. Okay, so that's why try to understand the component. Okay, so you can see it here. I have recorded the scenario. Similarly, if you want to apply some more scenario, let's suppose you want to consecutively you want to apply the users on the server, do not apply thousands, 2000, 3000. I will explain you when you have to apply. Okay, so do not apply more than 20, 30 right now. Okay, otherwise sometime your laptop will also get crashed. So it's because performance testing is totally depends on the machine configuration, right? In the real time, in the IT company, right, whoever the performance tester, right, the company has providing the lot of configure highly configure machine to him, like his RAM is more, his processor is very good processor, like a highly processor, right, so that he can do the performance testing, right? But in our case, we are using the low RAM, right? Low processor, right? 4 GB or 8 GB RAM, right? So I will tell you when you have to apply the high load. Okay. So right now you can apply max 50. Okay. So now your client asking you that please apply the load with 10 user, 10 user. Then at the interval of each user time gap is let's suppose 2 seconds. Then how you can apply the scenario? Number of users is 10, and time gap between the users 2 seconds. Then how you can apply this scenario on the server?
So
And
ramp up
what
period, we can
first
specify
number of
as
thread what I have to pass here?
10,
10. And ramp up period what I have
5,
to
20, 20,
tell?
20.
5.
5? Okay.
Yeah.
So if I pass ramp up 5 and divided by 10, then what would be the value? 0.5.
No, we have to apply 20.
We have to apply 20.
Yes, 20.
20
Yeah.
here,
20.
sorry,
Sorry.
20. Then 20 divided by 10, then it equal to 2 seconds. Correct?
Yes.
Correct. So what we can do it here, we can apply the 20 here and save. Okay, and clear this thing. Okay, and
I
run.
can't see what you're typing. There's some lag at your end, or is it at my end? I don't know. Is everybody able to see?
Yes, Uma.
No, madam.
Yes, we are able to see.
Your
Yeah, we
voice,
are able to see.
because
We are
your
able to
voice
see.
is.
I think, sir, you can check your network because everyone can hear me properly and see my screen.
No, we can't. That's the reason it's getting stuck. Your notepad is getting stuck, or we can't see you typing what you said just now.
No. I'm able to watch it properly.
Okay, give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Hold on.
Yes, we are able to see.
We are able to see because what you are typing and what you are sharing all these things. For us, we don't have any delay.
Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Hello. Guys, can you hear me now?
Yes, Vikash, we can hear you.
Yes, Vikash. It's clear. Can proceed.
Okay, so fine. So I was asking that like how you can apply the scenario, like number of user is 10 and the time gap between the user is 2 seconds. So what value you have to pass it here? So you can pass the number of thread as a 20 and the ramp up is 20 seconds. So that if you divide 20 divided by 10, that is 2 seconds, right? So each user will hit the one, if you one user has completed the one scenario, let's suppose Rahul has completed this scenario, okay, in 12 o'clock 30 minutes and 5 seconds, then Mahesh can start the next scenario 12 o'clock 30 after the 1 second, right, of the previous user. Okay, so let me execute this thing, clear this thing and execute. View result tree. Okay, I have applied 10 scenario. You can see it here. It still executing. So guys, everything in the performance testing is the graph. everything in performance testing is the listener. That's why I have spent lot of time behind the listener. If you can't understand the listener, you can't understand the performance testing. Okay, so you can see the first scenario, the first person. This is the first person, right? And he started at 12:36:29 second, 466 millisecond. And when the second user had started, this is the second user. Open the Jetpat store. You can see the second user. Can you see it here, guys? Now compare the time between the first user start time and the second user start time. What is the time gap?
2 seconds.
Agree? 2 seconds.
Yes.
Means the scenario which you have applied here, that is working fine, right? So guys, what happened in the real time? In the real time, when your client asking you that go and apply the scenario with thousands users, 1,000 user at the interval of 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 1 second, whatever the second scenario they have given. So you are not going to directly apply the thousands of users. First, what you have to create one dummy, right? So your scenario might be the wrong, right? So what you have do, you have check the scenario with the less users, with the less user, like 5 to 5, 10, 20, right? Whatever the scenario the client has given. After that, if this scenario is successfully working, then you can apply that scenario, right? So there is no chance that your scenario will not get failed. Agree, guys? If you directly apply this scenario here, 10,000 or 1,000, right? And you something wrongly pass here, it is not as per the requirement, not as per the client, then you have executed this thing. Then when you are looking at your listener, then the scenario are not according to the requirement. Agree?
Yes.
Agree. So that's why before executing huge number of thread group, first check the scenario with the less number, right? Whatever the scenario you have set, it is working with the less scenario or not. After that you can apply the main scenario, means number of thread, whatever the decided by your client. Okay,
So
now
Vikash,
yeah.
so Vikash, means can we say that means how the internally how is it happening actually? So if we have 5 users and then whatever the ramp up period we have given over there, so means for the 5 users, first it will call to the same API 5 times, right? Within that interval, right?
Come again. Let's suppose
If
5 user. Okay.
yes, and ramp up period is okay. So in this case, the time gap is 1 second, right?
Right. Time gap is
And
1 second.
okay, so but we can see here in the login scenario we have four APIs, right?
Right.
Yeah, so four APIs. So when we are running, when we are executing, so how is it happening internally actually? That means for the 5 users with a gap of 1 second, the single API will be called 5 times, right?
Okay. Clear this thing. Let me take the less number, like 2 user, and at the interval of 1 second. Okay. And let me call this API. You can see it here. You can see it here. This is the thread group, right? This is the username actually. You can also change the name, right?
Yes, yes.
So that is displaying here. Okay. And one happened one, that is the first user. One happened one, this is also the first user. but the level is different. Level is different. The another API it is calling. For the second user, one happened to, right? So you can see it here. The start time of the user is 12:41:32 second 140 millisecond, right? And you can see it here. The second API, the first user hitting the second call, that is click on the sign in. That is click on the sign in, right? So there is no time gap between these two call. Whenever you this call get completed, open Jetpack store. Whenever server return the response, then first user call this API.
Okay, okay. Means all the scenario for first user will be completed. After that, it will jump to the second user to
No,
complete
no,
again.
no, 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 no. No, either completed or not completed. Either completed or not completed. When time get finished, 1 second is done, then second
Okay.
user hit the scenario.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Means again the same loop will start.
Yeah, the parallelly execution will be happening here. If one user completed, then okay. If it is not completed, then second will start. If second is also not completed, then third will start. If completed, then okay. So
Okay, got it.
parallelly execution is happening here.
Yes.
Clear?
So means yeah. So here the time gap, the ramp up time per second is playing a main role, right? To call the
Exactly.
API.
And this
Okay.
is for the users. This is for the users. Okay. So you can see it here when you go to the view result tree 12:41:32. You can see here 41:32 800 millisecond, and go to the third one 989. You can see here 33,348. Can you see it here? The first user home page.
Yes, yes.
Right, and if you go to the here, if you go and check the second user call, you can see the second user
Yeah.
first call is higher than sorry, lesser than the first user home page call.
Got it.
Can you see?
Yes.
Okay, so guys, if you not do this thing in your machine, you can't. If you not do the practice, you will not able to understand this stuff. Okay.
Because one question, you mean to
Mhm.
say whenever user one is clicking on a login, open the Jetpack store, similar
Mhm.
time, user two is also clicking on open Jetpack store, right?
Depends on the scenario which
Okay,
we
here we
have
have
set.
here we are considering all four steps. One user would complete, and then ramp, and then second user would go and perform the login and sign out
No, no, no.
functionalities.
Again, you get confused. So, okay, tell me what this means actually. Tell me what this means actually. Number of thread and ramp up period, what it means actually.
Two users are performing their
Mm-hmm.
operations on Jetpack store.
Mm-hmm.
They are trying to log in and log out, and in between, yeah, they are trying to log in and log out.
And the time
Time,
gap between the
yeah,
There is
users
a gap of
is
1 second.
are
1 second.
1 second. Yes.
Right, so you can see here, let's suppose the first user has started at 12 12 12:41:32 second 140 millisecond, right? So let me write the time here.
No,
What
just
is the time?
just let us know how it is happening. Let that we got the concept of 1 second.
No, no, that I am not
How,
explaining here. 140, this is the first user first call, right? First user,
Yes.
the first user timing, right? So, and for the first user we have the still scenario like click on the sign in, enter the credential, home page, sign out, and again home page, right? So either all the scenario get completed or not get completed. 1 second get completed, then second user will hit their first request. 33 140. Second user will hit the first call.
So here we are not waiting for a first user to complete all the steps, right?
No,
That is
which
what
I
I
have
was asking.
already told you. No,
Yes. So
he will, the
basically
second
login would
user will
happen.
not wait.
So basically
Yeah,
login scenario would happen parallelly for two users, whether it is failing or not. Based, we are not waiting for that. It is just like opening the Jetpad store for both the users would take 1 second gap.
exactly. Okay, so parallelly execution is happening here. No matter the scenario, the first user has completed all the APIs or not, all the requests or not. If 1 second, if the time gap is completed, then second user will start executing the scenario. Similarly, in the case of second user also, if second user has completed all the scenario or not, if time gap is completed, the third user will get started. Clear?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
clear.
Vikash, we are clear.
Now we are moving to the next part. Uh, Next part, where it is? Yeah, one section I have left, that is throughput. Throughput, how we are calculating the throughput. Throughput is very important measurement actually in the performance testing, which we are sharing with the client, which we in the real time we are not sharing all the things with the client, right? We are sharing only important stuff, right? Important stuff we are only sharing with the client. I will explain you what are the important stuff, but we have to know all the things. Okay, and throughput is the one of the important stuff, right, which we are sharing with the client. Okay, now let's try to understand the throughput concept. So throughput means number of requests per unit time, right? In the unit time is either second, minute, or hours. So that means that let's suppose we have one water tunnel. We have one water tunnel, right? And we are calculating the measurement that in 1 minute how many water coming outside from this tap, okay, from this tap, right? So let's suppose we have three taps. We have the first one, and this is the first, this is the second, this is the third, okay? And we are set the measurement time as a 1 minute. So in 1 minute the first tap will discharging the water 5 liter 5 liter per minute, right? 5 liter per minute. Second one discharging the water 6 liter 6 liter per minute, and the third one discharging the water 4.5 liter per minute. Okay, so guys, tell me which one is the better capacity? Which one is the better here?
Second.
6.
The tap who is discharging more water, who is filling the bucket more faster, right? That one is the good. right? Agree, guys?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, okay, let's try to understand this thing technical wise. You have makemytrip.com, any shopping site, any shopping site. Okay, so if 1 second, if 1 second, if 1 second number of user will hit this make my trip is 200, is 200. Okay, and we have one more site. Let's suppose which one is the make easy something site, traveling site, travel look. Let's suppose we have travel look. Okay, we have two site, we have two traveling site, make my trip, and one traveling site is travel look, travel look. Okay, so two site we have. Okay, the make my trip server has implemented his server in such a way that the user can hit their server in 1 second. 100 user can hit their server, or let's suppose let me create the make my trip, make my make my trip, make my trip. 100 users will hit the server in per second. But in the travel look, in travel look site, in travel look site, 70 users, 70 users will hit the user. So which one is faster? Which one is the faster?
Make my
Make
trip.
my trip.
Make my trip, right? So that is known as a throughput. Number of sample, number of sample per unit time, number of sample per unit time. So guys, tell me, if we have more uh, more number of throughput is better, or less number of throughput is better?
More.
In the interview they will ask you, more number of throughput is good or less number of throughput is better?
More one.
More.
More number of throughput is better. Number of user hitting the server is more, right, than it is better than less. Agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Now the question is, how JMeter calculating this throughput, right? How JMeter calculating this throughput, right? Because let me calculate this thing. You will I think all, when you google this thing like how you can calculate the throughput, you will not get the exact answer even in the google, right? So no one like explain you in very neat and clean way. Everyone will say the number of user per unit time is throughput, theoretical knowledge. Okay, but how you can calculate? Yeah, I am also not doing the calculation in the real time also, because that's why we are using the j meter. Agree? Right, that's why we
Yes.
are using the tool. But we have to know how the j meter, because every tool, if you use the load runner or any performance tool, right, the way of calculating is totally different in another tool. They are measuring the things in respect of different measurement. Okay, but in the j meter they are using number of requests per unit time. They are measuring the throughput per unit time in second, millisecond or minute. Okay, so let's try to understand how the throughput is calculated by the JMeter. Okay, so what we will do here, I'm applying the number of thread is 2, and in the summary report or in the aggregate report we have the throughput, right? You can see it here, throughput, and in the summary report we have throughput, right? Now, okay, so what we have to do, either in the summary report, in the aggregate report, right? Here you can see one field, file name. Okay, you have to click on the browse, wherever you have saved your project. Let's suppose I have saved my project inside the D directory, inside the performance testing class. I have created the folder, right? So what you have to do, you have to create one XML file. You have to create one XML file inside the folder. So I have created one XML file. You can see it here. So do you know how we can create the XML file? XML is the markup language. Okay, XML file is the markup language where we are using the tagging. Okay, so how you can create the XML file? Either you will go and download the XML from the Google, download the XML file. Either you will go here and download the XML file, but it is not the better way to do that. So we will create all JSON, all XML file. Let me delete the existing one, which I have already created here. Go and delete both the file. Right click and click on the new. Click on the Microsoft Office Word document. You have created one file, Word document, right? And give the name as a some name, XML file or test data, test result, something like that. You can give some summary test result, something like that. Summary test result, right? Now you can see here the extension of file is, you can see Microsoft Office Word document, right? MS Word document, right? Click on that. After clicking on that, go to the home icon and click on save as. And click on the drop down save as type and select the option Word XML document here. Word XML document. Select the Word XML document and click on save and click and close this window. After closing this window, you can see here the one document will get created and the extension is XML document. Can you see it here, guys?
Yes.
Okay,
I have not XML document in my Word.
have you Microsoft PowerPoint? You have Microsoft Office in your machine?
WordPad.
Yeah.
I have WordPad.
Okay, sir. I will look into after this class. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you can delete the first one, Microsoft Office, and delete this one. Only retain the XML document. Okay. Now you can go to the JMeter, select that particular XML file, this file, okay, and open. Right. So you have selected the path of that document, the XML document. Now you have to click on the configure button here, configure. Click on the configure. By default, save as XML is unselected. I will explain you the what is the this field right now. Only try to understand what I'm trying to say. Click on the configure, and by default save as XML is deselected. Select this option. So what is the meaning of that? If I select this checkbox, so your summary result after the execution, your summary result will save in the form of XML. Right, your result will save in the form of XML. Okay, I will click on done. I will click on done. I will clear this thing, go and run. So your execution is happening here. Sorry, your execution is happening here. I think it's get completed. When it's get completed, the green button get enabled. Otherwise, when you again click on the start, it will disable. When the execution get completed, it will get again enabled. Right? So you can go to that particular folder where you have passed this particular path name. Go to that path. Here you can see the summary test result. Click on that result. You can see here data gets saved. Data gets saved. Right? Whatever the data coming here in this table, the start time, thread name, label, sample time, status, all the data get displayed in the form of XML.
Because if
In
we
the
run it
form
again, it will be overwritten, right? If we run it again, the test.
Yeah, it will ask you to overwrite or not. Okay. So right now it is too complex. Let me, to explain the throughput, let me disable few of the things. Let's suppose I am disable the sign out. If you don't want to run any particular scenario, disable. You right click on that particular request, particular sampler. Sorry, this is the controller, right? This is the controller. So click on that controller and disable. Okay, so that particular controller will not get executed. So let me execute only one. Let me disable all other things. Okay, so okay, let's take only two. Let's take only two. Okay, so and clear this thing, again re-execute. Here you can see it will ask you the warning, the file, the path name and the file name is already exist. What do you want to do? Note, you can avoid this pop-up by defining the property, right? The result controller dot action if file exists. So here you can see append this file. If you click on the append this file, it will retain the existing data also and it will add the new data also in the same XML. Right? If you click on do not start, your execution will not start. Right? If you click on the override the existing file, then it will override the existing file with the new data. So I click on the override. Now you can see it's get green, your execution get completed. I think now you can go and again click on that. Can you see the data? It's the new one, right? Earlier it was very long. Agree?
Yes.
Now how you can calculate the throughput? Okay, let me open the document.
Because can you send me this document, full document?
Yeah, I have not created the full. Actually, I am updating. So whatever the things I have covered, till now, that thing is there. Okay. And one more thing, the things which are mentioned in this document, all are the interview question. All are the interview question. Means 50% interview question will ask you from this topic. From this topic only. Okay, which I have mentioned here till now, which I have covered actually.
Because
Yeah.
in JMeter in throughput, I have something strange. 59 per hour, 2 minutes. I don't know why is I have 15 hour, 50 per hour.
Okay, I will check that, sir. Let me complete this thing and then I will come back to you. Is that fine?
Yes.
Okay. So I think in the earlier classes when I was explaining the throughput, so by mistakenly I have written the theoretical concept here, like number of requests. Guys, you can mute. Number of requests per unit time, right? But the actual formula to calculate the throughput, it is the theoretical concept, number of requests per unit time, right? But the actual formula of the throughput is number of requests transaction time TS, max transaction time plus time and minus minimum transaction time uh, t- t- right, close bracket. Now I have to give one more bracket, now divided by 100, sorry, divided by 10,000. Now let me explain you what it means. Okay, so you have opened the so you have, where is the yeah, this is your the XML file, right? From here we can calculate the throughput. Let me open the notepad. Okay, so you can see it here, the thread group 11, right? We have two thread group. Number of user is how many here? 2, right? 2. So number of thread group 1 and 1, right? Open the Jetpack store and click on the sign in, right? So right now we will try to calculate the throughput for the open Jetpack store. Open the Jetpack store, right? For this one we have to calculate the throughput, how we can. Okay, so where is the OpenJet store? So this one is the OpenJet store for the first user, and the second user is this one. Agree? Agree, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Now we have to take the transaction per second. Transaction per second time, per millisecond. So this is the TS. Okay, this is the transaction per millisecond, right? So I have to take the maximum one according to the formula. According to the formula, take the maximum TS. So what is the maximum between two user? this one or this one? So anyone can give me the answer. This one is the maximum or the this one?
Second one.
Second one. So what is the maximum? I will write it down here as maximum transaction. What is the value here? 162.168.577. Oh, 271.98577. Guys, if I write wrong, then please correct me. 414. Correct? Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we have to take the time for that particular one. So you will see the T anywhere. Yeah, T 678 T. So I will take the T is 678. Now according to the formula, let's max TS plus T. I have to add this thing. I have to add this thing. Okay. Okay. Before that, let me also take the minimum TS. And what is the minimum TS, guys? This one is the minimum, right? Agree?
Yes.
So I will keep the note 162.71985.76.412. If I written anything wrong, 162.71985.76.412. Yeah, right. Now, according to the formula, first I have to add max TS plus T. So what would be the value? I have to add this thing plus 678. So what is the value? Let me open the calculator and try to add both the value. So what is the value? 162.71985.77.414, right? Plus, guys, if we miss the calculation, then we will not get the accurate throughput. Yeah, so this is the value after adding. This is the value. Now according to the formula, minus TS. So what is the minimum TS? This one. So minus 1 6 2 7 1 985 7 6 4 1 2 1680, right? 1680. Let's suppose 1680. Now according to the formula, number of requests divided, right? Number of requests is 2, I think. 2 divided by 2. Let me open the calculator where the calculator is. Yeah, here. So 2 divided by 1680. So you can see 0.001190. Now it is in the millisecond, and to convert the millisecond into the second, we have to multiply with 1000. This is the mathematics calculation. To convert the millisecond into second, we have to multiply with the 1000. So 1000. 1.19 millisecond, right? And you will go here and check 1 point. Where is the calculator?
1.19.
1.19, right? And what is the value here?
1.2.
It is approx, right?
Yes.
Right. So like that, you can calculate the throughput. Similarly, I think you can also calculate for the sign in. Okay, for the sign in, again you will go. So this is the sign in, right? For the first user signing and the second user signing. What the maximum TS is? Maximum TS you have to find. This one is the maximum TS, right? And the time 204. Add maximum TS and the time. Then find the minimum TS. So this is the minimum TS. Then subtract this minimum TS. Then then number of user divided by your time, whatever the time you have get, right? After then multiply by uh, 1000 to convert in the second. Clear? Now you have the question that in the real time can we doing this thing? No, that's why we are using the tool. Okay, so that's why we are using the tool. Okay, so I want to show one more thing, guys. Sometime you will see in the minutes here, in the minute, right? So let me do that also. Let me disable this thing. So in the case of make my trip, I get the in the minute actually. So I will use this call and create one request inside this sampler HTTP request. Pass the URL here. Okay, so this is your make my trip. Okay, this is your make my trip call. Clear all the things. Two users, and let me hit. Yeah, can you see it here in the minutes here? Here.
Yes.
469.9 minutes. I think, sir, you are getting in the hour, right?
Yes, in the hour.
Okay. So how did you do that? How did you can identify that that is correct or wrong? Go to that particular folder and where I have saved the XML here. Open that XML. So the XML get open, right? Here you can find the minimum and the maximum, the same calculation you have to do it here. Now tell me this is the 1648. Okay, this one is the 1648 and 561. This one is the higher, I think. 164109110. I think this one is the higher. Agree, guys? This one, right? So what I will do here, I'm not writing here, I'm directly calculating in my calculator. So I will open my calculator. Okay, cancel. And what is the value? 161,994,108,53. Okay, plus t, t value is 13. We have to take the maximum transaction per millisecond time. So this is the t for that particular one, 1353, right? So I have to take that one, 1353 plus 1353. This is the value. Now we have to find the minimum one. So which one is the minimum one? I think this one.
Yes, first.
Right. Minus 16. Guys, if you are not able to understand, if your math is weak or some other reason, do not understand, because this thing you are not calculating in the real time. Okay, this thing is calculated by your J meter. Okay, but in the interviewer sometimes they will ask you, okay, 169,40,96,48. I think it is correct. 409648 is equal to 25. Something we are doing wrong, I think. Okay, let's see what happened. 258, number of user is 2258. 222 divided by, what was the value? 2558. This one is the value. Oh, why we are not getting? And multiply by 100. The into 60. 46. Let's see. Yeah, 46. I thought we are calculating wrong, but it is right. 46 9.11. So what happened? You can see it here. I have converted the millisecond into the second, right? This thing is clear. You get this value, right? Right. So whenever the J meter internally they are getting some value when millisecond converted into the second, right? And if the values are in the decimal, like 0.781, right? The initial value is not in the positive, not greater than 1, right? Not, or internally they have set something, they meter. Let's suppose if it is not greater than 1, then it convert the second into minute, right? Then very first thing, I converted the millisecond into the second. I have multiplied with the 1000, right? And we get this value, right? After that, this is less than 0, right? Less than 1, sorry, less than 1, 0.781, right? So that's why I assume, right, the J meter convert this second into the minute, right? And how you can convert the second into minute? You have to multiply with 60. You can see 60. I have multiplied this value with the 60. You will get this value, right? And if you want to convert this thing into hour, right, then you have to again convert this thing into hour. Then how you can convert? Then I think you know how you can convert the minute into hour. In 1 minute, how many? Sorry, in 1 hour, how many minutes we have? 60 minutes. Then again, we have to multiply with 60. Then you will get the hour calculation. Clear, guys?
Yes, yes.
Yes, Vikash.
Okay. So like that, you can convert. Yeah.
This 4 to 1 4, what is that? Into 60 you have done now. That
Sorry?
means
4?
this, I mean this one, 2814.
That I have converted into the hour.
So now what will be the hour?
Now 2814 user will hit the server in 1 hour. That means.
The number of user you are telling.
Yeah, it is number of user. If it is 46, here you can see 46.9. That means in 1 minute 46 user hitting the server.
Okay.
Number of requests, right?
Sorry?
Number of requests, right? Number of requests. This many numbers of requests will be sent per time, right?
Yeah, number of requests hitted by the users actually in the given time, the minute, in 1 minute. Okay, number of requests. Yeah, number of requests hitted by the users in given time, like 1 minute. In 1 minute, in 1 minute, where I was, yeah, throughput here. Yeah, number of requests, sorry, number of requests that are proceed per unit time, either it is second or a minute or hour by this server. So if you see the value here like 46 per minute, that means in 1 minute 46 requests are hitted on the server for this particular make my trip. Okay. Now, give me a second, guys. Want to check one thing. Simple calculation. If I am not wrong, I think it should work. Give me a second. Into 60. No. Okay, fine. Yeah, go ahead, sir. Not any question?
Yes, because I'm asking, we have two users, right? Two samples.
Mm-hmm.
And in that XML, we had seen only 4 requests, right? It's 49 requests. I'm not getting that thing.
What you're saying, sir? Come again.
Like it's 49 second. Something was there na, in throughput in JMeter.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh-huh.
What is 6.9 minute?
Okay.
It is a request, right? Request per minute.
Uh-huh. So you are saying that we are applying only 2 users, and
Yes.
here the number of sample is more, the number of request is more, right?
Yes.
Then how? So that means that if we apply this load, right, we can,
We can say that it's ensuring the capacity. It takes
yeah,
57 requests per minute.
yeah, it ensuring the exactly capacity, like sometime we are calculating the assumption that if I'm driving the car, I have gone 10 kilometer only, right?
Hmm.
I have covered only 10 kilometer in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, right? Right. So, and based on that assumption, can you also, tell me if I cover 100 kilometer, then how many times it will take, right? Based on calculation, let's suppose you have covered, you are driving with your car and you have covered 10 kilometer in 10 minutes, right? In 10 minutes, right? And you are assuming that this is my capacity, right? If I go with this speed, then I can also cover the 100 kilometer in the particular given time, right? So this is just like the capacity of your application. This is ensuring the capacity of the application, right? So the 40 per minute, right? So right now, if you apply the load to user, if you apply the load of the two user, then right now the capacity of the server is, you can hit the server per minute 46 user, per unit 46 user. Simultaneously, if you increase the load here, let's suppose if I increasing the load here, if I increasing the load here, by increasing the load, now you can check the throughput here. Execute this thing. Okay, so your 10 users will hit the server, right? Make my trip, and the throughput is 57.3. So this throughput is explaining what is your server capacity. If you apply the 10 user on the server, right, how your server is reacting, right? How fast your server is reacting. So this is this indicate your server capacity. Like per minute you can hit the server 57. Per minute the number of number of requests is 57. This ensuring your server capacity actually. Okay, server, that's why I'm telling you, if we have more throughput, that means your server is responding good. If you have less throughput, then your server is responding less, right? And that throughput is decided by your client. Okay, so client will decide, right? The network team, we have the network team at the client side, that they will decide which throughput is best. The throughput is depend on many factors: your server speed, your application speed, your network speed, your VPN speed, right? All the speed will, concluding all the speed, this throughput will decide. Okay, all the speed, like your server speed, your network speed, your VPN speed, right? All the speed. Okay, so this is the, yeah.
Because in the formula you have mentioned that you're dividing by 1000, but here we multiplied it by 1000, right? For conversion.
My bad. Correct. Give me a second, man. Give me a second. Yeah, formula is correct. Yeah, this is correct. Correct. What I did actually, I have multiplied or divided. I think I have multiplied.
Yes, because you have multiplied.
You multiplied.
Yeah, I have multiplied, but in the document I have mentioned the divided by, right?
Yeah, I got it now. Yeah.
Okay. So the throughput is basically your server capacity. It decide your server capacity. If you are applying that number of user on the server, then how the server is reacting, what is the capacity, right? Like I have applied 10 user and you have applied the load on the server. Now your throughput is asking that per minute 57 requests you can apply on the server. Okay, so this ensuring the capacity, basically the throughput. Okay, now we are going to discuss one thing. We have half an hour. One very important stuff. We are stopping this thing right now. Like we are not going to record anything now from the screen recorder. So this is the one way in the real time, your team lead, your manager, your client will ask you that go and test this particular application, test this particular scenario. Okay, so you will go and use the recording, test a script recorder, and you will record the stuff and you will store inside the sample controller. Okay, you will put all the scenario inside the simple controller and you will filter out the thing. Okay, you will remove the browser stuff, you will remove the image stuff, you will remove the css stuff. Okay, so we have discussed this thing. So this is the one way. In some of the project you will get like that as part of the requirement. Okay, now we will stop this thing. We will move to the second part of the requirement. Okay, second part of the requirement. If you understand the second part of the requirement, then you will it's very easy to understand the first part of the requirement. In some of the company, even in my earlier organization, I was not using the web application. I was not using the web application to do the performance testing. Then you might have question that then how you are doing the performance testing if the client has not provided you the application, the web application, the HTTP protocol. If the client has not provided you the HTTP protocol, then how you can do the performance testing? Any idea, guys? Again, I'm repeating the same thing. In some of the project, in some of the company, they will provide you this application, whatever the project application, they will provide you and ask you go and do the performance testing for this particular scenario. So you can easily do that by recording the script recorder or by using the inspect. Go to the network section and manually map the things, right? Right, guys?
Yes.
But we have not discussed this thing in detail. Agree? I agree. Right? We have discussed one or two scenario only. Right? But this is the one way to get the requirement to do the performance testing. Right? Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now the second way, in some of the organization, in some of the companies, in some of the project, the client will not provide you the web application. Then how you can do the performance testing if you don't have the web application? In that case, what would be the client will provide you?
The developer or the client will provide
XML.
API calls.
Yeah, go ahead, ma'am. One by one.
I think API calls or API links are provided. That could be one way.
Maybe the XML file format.
Okay, XML format. Another one.
So that through
We
SOAP
can
we
have
can.
that API specs for that, and we can execute the APIs.
Okay. So in some of the project, they will not provide you application. the web application, the graphical user interface, the GUI. They will not provide you the GUI, right? So they will directly provide you the API. Whatever the call we have for the sign in, for the sign out, right? Whatever the call we have for the sign in, for the sign out, to click on the fees, to purchase the product, right? To delete the stuff, right? So whatever the action we have, so in the backend, in the REST API, we have the separate request, separate API we have, application programming interface, right? So some of the company, they will provide you the directly API. So when you are doing the performance testing of this make my trip, so let me hit this call. Okay, so what you are doing here, you are inspecting this element, go to the network section and you will get this URL, right? So this is one request, this is one API. Okay, this is one REST API, right? Right, so we are manually mapping into your JMeter, right? So what happened, the client will directly provide you this request and they will ask you, if you want to hit the URL, then you can use this API. If you want to search the flight, then you can use this API. You can use this API. They will directly provide you the API. They will directly provide you the web service. I told you, what did you mean by the web service? Okay, so when you are calling any application, when we are doing any application, it's calling to the web service, it's calling to the server, right? And in the server, they are calling to this particular request, they are calling to this particular URL. So they will directly provide you the URL. Okay, so let's try to understand that thing. So this is one API. This is one API. Okay, the REST API. Okay, which client will provide you and they will ask you go and do the testing. Okay, they will provide you sometime, we have the separate team of API testing, right? So sometime the guys who is doing the API testing, they will provide you the collection. They will provide you the ready-made collection, right? And you have to map that collection into your JMeter. Sometime they will provide you the requirement sheet, the requirement document, and they will ask you go and map this thing into your JMeter. So depends on project to project. If in your team member are cooperative, they are friendly, then the either developer or your QA member, the QA member who is doing the API testing, they will provide you the ready-made collection. Guys, you can mute. They will provide you the ready-made collection to you. If they are not providing you the ready-made collection, then you have to map that collection. So let's discuss one by one. So let's suppose to do the API testing in your project, they are using the Postman tool or any tool, SOAP UI tool or Cypress or REST issue. So let's suppose in your project, they are using Postman tool. They are using the Postman tool. Okay, so when the because in every project we have a separate team of the API tester and the performance tester, right? So when the requirements comes for the API testing, the manual tester like API tester will map the requirement, right? And they will map the requirement into the Postman. Okay, so this is your Postman, my workspace. Here you can see, if you go to the collection, yeah, so the API tester, they have mapped their requirement in the Postman tool like that. Like that, they will map their requirement in the Postman tool, and they will provide you this collection. They will provide you this collection and ask you go and do the performance testing. This is the one way. They will provide you the directly collection. They will give you the reference of this Postman workspace and they will ask you. Okay, now the another way. The another way is the guys who is doing the API testing classes, they better know what I'm trying to say here.
Excuse me, Zikash, can you repeat in the Postman? With the
Okay, so I will
collection?
again come to that point. Yeah, I will again come to that point. I understand your query. I will again come to that point. So in the second scenario, the client directly provide you the requirement document. This is the requirement document. This is the requirement document which client asking you go and map this document into your JMeter, and start doing the performance testing. Okay, so let's try to map this thing into the JMeter. Okay, so I will create one separate project, new. I have created the separate project, right click, thread group I have added, add the logic controller, simple controller I have added. Inside the thread group, I'm going to add the listener, view result tree, and then add me aggregate report, and then add me summary report, and if you want to add some other, then you can. Okay, so I have added the simple controller, and you can see that this is your requirement. Now let me provide you some basic description about this requirement. Whenever you are working in the fresh project, your client is giving you some basic explanation about the requirement, right? Agree?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm your client and you are the employee, right? So I am providing the description about this requirement. So this requirement is basically we have the REST API. And in this REST API, we have the call. We have the multiple call. We have the multiple request, right? In that request, we are creating the users. You are creating the users, right? Let's suppose in simple term, you want to open the account in State Bank of India, in bank, right? So you went to the bank and asking to the bank employee, you want to open the account, okay? You want to open the account. So what he is doing here, he will open the account for you. So he will use one application, right? In that application, they will use one particular feature, right, or particular form, right? In that form, they will do some action and try to connect with the server, right? So they will create one user. They will create one user in that particular account, in the particular bank, right? So this request is for to create the user. Let's suppose, okay, leave it. We have one university. We have one university in your country, right? You want admission in that university, in that university. So you open your university site and you want to register, right? So when you are enter all the detail and click on the register, in the backend, it will call one request. It will call one post method. So I told you the post method will create the data. So when you register, it will create one users into your college, right? So this request, this requirement is for to create the users, to create the user. So you can see it here. To create the user, what method we have to use? Post method, right? Post method. And you can see here in the document, they will provide you the URL. They will provide you the base URL. What is the base URL? They will provide you. And what resource you have to use, they will provide you in the document. And they will provide you the description, like create the users and what type it is. Either it is JSON type or XML type. You have, they will provide you. And the request body, what request body you have to pass, and what is the response we are getting from the server. Okay, so what we can do here, so let's try to do this thing in the Postman. In the Postman, I will map this requirement into my Postman. Okay, so I will go and create one collection. Guys, this is not part of your course, right? But to make the things easy, that's why I'm explaining you the Postman, giving you some high level. Okay, so click on the collection, click on the new collection and give the name. Suppose your project name, whatever the project name, give the project name here. Like let's suppose API test. This is your project name, right? Inside the API, you have to add the request. Okay, add the request. So this is the URL. This is the URL, full root. You can see this is the URL. Copy this URL and pass it here, right? And what is the method? Method is post. The post. Select the post. Select the post, and then it asking you the description. Whatever the action you are doing, it will give you some description, right? So you can see it here. Create the user, and they will give you the body, request body. What request body you have to pass? Go to the raw body, raw, and select pass the body here. And what type is JSON type? So select the JSON type and you can see it here. You pass the data, right? And let me pass the name as a Vikas. I'm creating the user whose name is Vikas and email ID is Vikas1243 and gender is male and status is active. So let me send. Okay, it asking me unauthorized 401 because it required the token. So I will go here and the bearer token. Here I have to pass the token. Now you have the query. Then how we can create the token? Open this site. Let me provide you the link of this site. I have provided the link of this site. Okay, so hit this site. Okay, here you will see click here to get the access token, right? You will get this page. Click on the Google, Facebook, any of one and select any email ID which you have and it will generate the token. You will copy this token, go to the authorization and select the bearer token and pass the token. Okay, and click on send. You will see here the data get created. Can you see it here? Right now your data get created. Now the second part of the requirement is to get the data. Here you can see get the data. So I want to verify the created data which I have created. The user which I have created, I want to check that data. Now, how I can map that particular requirement? So this is your URL, copy that URL, right? Go to the postman and I have created the new request, right? And the ID, guys, you can see it here. I want one answer from you guys. When you are going to your bank, right? When you are opening any bank account, so what the bank employee giving you after opening the account? I think they will
Customer ID.
providing you customer ID, application ID, something like that, right? So
Yes.
that customer ID, the employee ID is created by the server. So similarly, when I have created the users, server has provided me this ID. Server has provided me this ID, right? This is the unique ID for me, right? So let's suppose in future I want to update anything, right? So again you are going to your bank, so the bank employee asking to you, could you please provide your employee ID or customer ID? So what ID you are providing? This ID, right? So that he is able to verify your account, right? Or you want to update, so based on this ID they can do any action. So let's suppose you want to get the created data, you want to fetch the created data, so you have to pass the ID, this ID, copy this ID and pass it here. I have passed this ID and you can call. Can you see here whatever the data I have created using the post method, you will get the data here using the get method.
Yes, Vikas.
Okay, get method. You have used the get method. Guys who is taking my API classes, this thing is already explained to him. So you can see it here, get method. Now moving to the next point, let's suppose this is the third requirement. This is the third mapping sheet. Third map. No. Yeah, this one is the also pending. The get method. So there is one more call. You can copy this thing, copy the URL, pass the URL here. So here I have not passed the employee ID. So when I call this thing, you can see it here, whatever the data inside the user's resource, whatever the data created inside the user's resource, it get created. It get fetch from the database. You can see it here. Can you see it here? The data: Jack Meat, Sharak Varman, ABC, Uncle, Rukmani, Bhoj, Varud. This all has created the data inside this resource. So in the first scenario, I'm using the employee ID, using the unique ID, I have fetched the particular data. And in the second scenario, I'm trying to fetch all the data. So this is the one request. Using that request, you are trying to fetch all the request data. Clear? Now you have one more query. Let's suppose I want to filter out all the data, but whose name is Jack Meat. So I will use the query parameter name. I will pass the name and pass the Jagpreet Iyengar. Pass the name here. Okay. When I click on send, you will see here only that particular person get fetch. Can you see it here? Guys, can you see it here?
Yes, Vikash.
So using the query parameter, you can filter up. So guys, now have you understand the things? When I am click on the flight, and when I am click on the search result, select the Mumbai and Delhi, and in the date of 28, and go to the network section, clear all the things and search. So you can see it here. When you go to here, can you see the query parameter? Query parameter here. So what I am trying to do it here, I am searching the Mumbai and Delhi flight in the date of 28. So same concept I am also applying here or not. I want to filter out whose name is Jagmeet. If you want to apply some other query parameter, you can use it here. Email, and pass the email. You can pass the multiple query parameter, and you can see the result. If there is multiple Jagpreet, then it will show the multiple Jagpreet name. Okay, let's suppose I am giving some name. Let's suppose I am giving some GA name, GA. So you can see we have multiple GA, 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 GA. Can you see it here, guys? GA. So multiple users having JA, right? So this is the query parameter. This is the query parameter. Let's suppose now the next requirement is you want to update the data. So guys, tell me, when you open the account into your bank, and after few days you realize that you have passed the wrong mobile number, wrong email ID, because you are not getting any email notification. So you again go to the bank and asking to the bank employee that you are not getting the email. I think I have passed the wrong email ID. So what bank employee will do? He will create the new account, or he will update the email ID in the existing account.
Update in the existing account.
Everyone agree with this point? I'm again asking. I have opened the bank account.
Yes, Vikas.
Agree? Okay,
Yes, yes.
fine. So similarly, this call is basically to update the data, to update the user's data. So to update the user's data, we are using patch method. Okay, so I will go here in the postman. Okay, I will go into the postman, and here I will select the patch method, and here I have to pass the unique ID, right? So that server will understand. Correct, guys? So what is the unique ID of that person? 2329. I will pass the unique ID here. Go to the body raw and select the JSON. What data you want to update? I want to update the email ID. So he will go and update the email ID. Let's suppose my email ID is at 9877, like that. Okay, and I will call. Okay, authorization issue. Let me pass bearer token. Yes, I have passed the bearer token. You can see it here. Your email ID get updated. So this call is regarding to update your data. And similarly, after few days, you realize that you want to delete your data. So in that case, you have to use the delete method, the last requirement. You can see it here. Where is the delete call? I have not mentioned. Okay, delete call is missing here. Okay, delete call, delete. So I want to delete the data which I have created. Delete that user. So you have passed the ID of that users, right? And you pass the bearer token, right? And click on delete. You can see 204 no content, and when you again call that particular ID, that user, you will see resource not found 404. Clear? Right? So guys, same thing we will map in the JMeter in the next class. Next class we will map the same thing in the JMeter, right? So right now the client has not providing me any web application. He is providing me the request. He is directly providing me the API, REST API. Then how we can map? The first thing, the manual guys or developer will provide me the collection. right? I will map this collection into my JMeter. If they are not providing, they are sharing the document, then we have to map the document in our JMeter. So in the next Saturday class, we will see how we can map our document in the JMeter. After that, in the coming class, we will discuss the assertion and other component. Okay. So guys, please do the practice and please watch the recording session. So today I am going to share you this mapping document with you. You can use this mapping document. You can try to map in the Postman and try to map the same thing in the JMeter.
Can you send the Excel, your the program?
Which one, sir? You want?
Can you send your office?
Office?
Yes.
I didn't get
It's a
you.
Word file.
He is asking about the Excel
The Word file he is
API
asking for.
document.
Yes.
API
API
document.
document, because which you showed now, that Excel
Mapping
document.
document, I think. It's
Mapping
mapping
document.
Yeah, that I
This
told you. I
one.
will share you. Yeah.
Because one last thing is put method, right? Have you explained about the put method? Is put method and patch is similar? Maybe I missed.
No. Both are similar also and different also. So in the that is not concerned about in the performance testing class. That I will explain you in the API testing class.
Okay.
Okay. In the performance testing class, we will only do the performance testing, only that concept. Okay. But I am also giving the basic idea of the APIs. If you understand the APIs, then performance testing is very easy for you. Okay. Okay, guys. Uh, if you have any question, then let me know.
Yeah, I have a question. My uh, JMeter is not working. If the class is over, I can share the screen.
Yeah, Uma, you have two Skype, because I can see the two-person has joined with your name.
Yeah, because I changed my thing from admin. I changed my user. I didn't put it off there. Yeah, I'll take
Okay.
it off.
Yeah. What was your query? Sorry. Please come again.
Yeah, my query was that my certificate is not running. So I want to share the screen. Yesterday you asked me to update to Java 11 and I did it. So that is okay now. Now certificate is getting generated, but it's saying already present. The same thing that Kalyani or somebody else was also having. So can I
Okay,
share
you
the
can.
screen?
Yeah, you can share your screen.
Sorry, the class is over. Yes, can I
Yeah, you can leave. You
leave
can
the
leave.
class?
You can leave.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. All right. Those who can leave the class, you can. The class is over.
I can save the in XML this word, this document. I have WordPad. It's necessary to have Office.
XML. Okay, sir. I will come back to you. You can share your screen after the UMA, and I will come back to you.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
What issue you are facing? Yeah, go ahead, ma'am.
Vikas, one question.
Yes, sir.
Can you please share me that latest document throughput formula changes we have done? Na?
Yeah, that I will also share in this group. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. The mapping sheet and the document I will share with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I can see your
Can you?
screen.
Yeah. So I've got this.
Kapil, you can mute. Yeah, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've got this thread group. And I've
Mm-hmm.
created all the things and I'm trying to start it. I've also got a recording controller in.
Okay. Could you please open your Firefox?
Yeah.
Okay. Go to the setting, certificate. Go to the certificate, authority. Okay, click on that, double click on, go to the authorities. No, ma'am.
Yeah.
Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah.
Go to the authorities section. Yeah. Double click on the, double click. Okay. Check the validity of the
Yeah.
certificate.
Validity is there.
2031. Yesterday you have. Okay, fine. Okay, fine.
It's a PEM file.
Yeah. No problem.
Yeah.
So go to this again. Go back.
Yeah.
Delete this. You have one option. Delete.
Yeah.
Select
Both of
that
them.
one.
Yeah.
No. You have select one. Delete. Delete.
Okay.
Yeah. You have deleted. Now click on OK.
Okay.
Okay. Now close the browser. Close the Firefox. Whole Firefox. The main window.
Yeah.
Close. Now go to the JMeter.
Yeah.
And start the recording here. Okay, click on OK and stop the recording. Okay, now go to the Firefox.
Will not come.
View certificate.
Should
No,
I?
that's not in. No. You don't have to. It will not never display here. That's the issue. Okay, authority. Then click on import.
Yeah.
Import. Yeah, select this file certificate. Open. Wait. Click on view. Okay, scroll down. Okay. Now click on OK. Close this window and click on.
Yeah. Once.
Ma'am, down it is there, ma'am. Come down,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah.
I think you have two Firefox browser. In the next window, you have the setting also. Ma'am, you can at the footer level, close this window. Yeah. Open this one. Yeah. Click on
Okay.
OK. Yeah. Okay. No, don't click on there. Fine, it's fine. Click on OK.
Okay.
Click
But
on
the file
OK.
hasn't come.
No, just click on OK.
Okay.
Click on OK. Have you clicked on OK or not?
Yeah. I clicked on OK.
Okay, fine. Now go to the JMeter. Now try to record.
It's taking a bit long.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Pass the correct URL. Or you can open any site.
Okay. It's saying.
It's not exist, ma'am. That's why. Open the new tab and click
Okay.
on any Facebook or any something.
Okay.
Yeah, in the bottom you can see. Yeah, click on anyone.
It will be slow, right? Because it's recording.
Yeah, it's sometimes slow. It also
Yeah, but
depends on the
it's
network actually.
but I think it's happening, right? Thank you.
Yeah, it's working actually. Okay,
Yeah.
so this certificate
Yeah.
is available for the 7 days. So after the
Okay.
certificate will get expired, you can see
Okay.
it get open, right?
Okay. Sure. Thank you so much. And I have one more question. I'm going to stop this. Regarding response time and throughput, what is the difference? I got confused today. We are talking about throughput, but generally we take response time, right? So is the
So
same?
in performance testing, there are a lot of things actually, right? The response time means when user, when client sends the request and travel time, then connection time, and internally collection time. Then it's again server will send the response, then client will receive the response. That total time, right? Total
Okay.
addition of all the time is the response time, and
Okay.
throughput is different. Throughput
Okay.
is number of requests, right? Number of requests per unit time,
Okay.
right? In
Yeah.
1 second, how many requests are hitting the server? Can hit the
Okay.
server. So throughput is deciding your capacity of your server. Okay,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
response time, each request having on response time.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
So everything is important. The response time we are also discussing with the client. The throughput is also discussing with the client. So when we
Okay.
discuss some more things, some more scenarios, some more topic, then it will more, the clear picture will come actually.
Sure.
So
Sure.
right
Thank you
now,
so
only
much.
understand the theoretical concept, right, and how we calculating. Okay.
Yeah. Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Vikas, so
Thank you.
much. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other one?
At that XML, I can't.
Yeah, you can share your screen, sir.
So, um,
So click on that. Click on that. Okay. Go to the yeah, second option. Yeah. Sorry. Click on save. Yeah. Close this one and delete anyone. Delete the one. Delete. Yeah. Yeah. Fine. Now you can go here. Open that particular file.
but point doc.
No. Just a minute. Is that same folder where you have created, or it is different one?
Second.
Please check.
That of the performance testing. But store summer. Here, this is.
Okay, but the
This.
file name is documents.
Yes, the file name is doc.
Okay, no problem. Select that option. Select that one. Open. Let's see. Okay, click on OK. And go to the configure, select the save as XML. Yeah, done. Right, done. After that, you can execute the scenario.
Here and here, no?
Yeah, override.
Okay.
Okay, you go to that particular location. Yeah, open that file. Okay, this is not coming in the XML actually. Uh, you can also find it from here, but it's a little bit tough actually. If you expand the whole, can you maximize this thing? It's little bit tough here actually to find. Uh,
I need to install the office now to see it.
no, either you can download any sample file of XML from the Google and put it there. Simple. Okay.
Right. File of XML right in the
Yeah,
site.
you can simple. Yeah, you can download any XML file from the Google, right, and put it there, and it will when override your data actually. Okay, download any XML file.
What? This or
And that you have to find which one the extension file. Okay, let me do the one thing. I will provide you the document. That's the also solution. I am not thinking.
XML editor, no?
Okay, let me provide you that file, and
Yes,
you
yes,
can.
yes.
I think I have not. I can provide you. That's the one solution, right?
Okay, okay.
Give me a second. I'm providing you. I do not download anything. Waste your time. Yeah, you can download this file, and you can go to that location. Yeah, copy this file. Accept it. At the top, I think. At the top, it's get downloaded. Yeah. Copy the file and paste it where your file is. Okay, go here, paste it. Remove the previous one. Remove the your file. Yeah. Delete. Right now you can go to your JMeter. Give me 1 second, sir. Give me 1 second. Let's try to execute only one scenario with less user so that you can easily calculate. Okay.
I
Because if
disable
you
this.
so you, yeah, you can disable all the things. You can retain only one. Okay, and with 2 users you can try.
Okay.
Yeah, the 2 user is already 2 there. Now you can clean the thing. You can yeah, you can see here the file is here. Okay, and configure and check the, yeah, it is not saved. Click save, done. Okay, now clear all the thing. Clear all the thing. Give me a second, sir. Do not start. Clear all the thing. Yeah, brush icon, clear all. Yeah, click clear all. Done. Okay, now start. Now again start. Yeah, override. Now your scenario get completed. Now go to that particular file, particular folder. Yeah, open this file. Open. Can you see the XML file is open into the browser actually? Okay, and not get open.
No.
Strange.
I tried to open me with another browser.
No, no. When I first time I have given you, it was open actually. When you copy pasted the things, directly simply double click on that file. Close this thing. Close and double click.
Nope.
Oh. Okay, sir. Go to that particular file. Right click here. No, no, not in the file. Anywhere in the space. Yeah. Yeah. Right click here. Okay. Click on new. Click on new. New. Okay. Okay. Click on the test document. Let's see we have XML support or not. Open this file. Okay, click on file and save as. Yes, save as. Can you see the all file? Click on all file. Click on the drop down all file. No, no, in the drop down. Yeah, yeah, this one. No, no, no. Okay, cancel, 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 sir. Cancel. Okay, close this thing. Close. Again, right click outside. Right, delete. Either you can delete this thing also. Delete. Right click, new, and click on rich text. Yeah, this one. Yeah, open this file. Okay, file, save as. Click, yeah, save as. Yeah, give me a second. Open text. Something we are doing mistakes. Okay, again go to the JMeter and check the option save as XML. Go to the JMeter. Because XML is already there. Go to the summary report and configure. Click on the configure button. Yeah. Yeah, the option is unselected. Again go and check. Again go and check. Sometimes it's happening. Clear all. Give me a second. Give me a second. Do not start. Do not start. Click on do not start. Yeah, do not. Go to the configure. Go to the configure. Yes, configure. Save as. Done. Okay. Now again start. Again start. Override. Override. Done. Click on the configure. Yeah. Now you can check. Now I think it you are able to generate. No, no, this file not the lower one, last one.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Right?
No, it's good. Yes, right. Thank you.
Now you can calculate. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. I wish you a very nice day.
You too, sir.
See you
Thank
soon.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye, bye, bye.